CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Thanks for joining us tonight. A serious story, a personal story about the deep impact of hate crimes, which are becoming all too common in California. According to the state general's office, hate crimes involving racial bias increased by 33% from 2020 to 2021. Those involving religious bias went up by 21%. Kiet Do joins us now with the story of a South Bay woman who knows all too well the emotional scars left behind long after the physical attack is over.
Yeah, sharing these stories, certainly not easy, but we're thankful that she did. So this is the long road to justice for a young woman by the name of Yasmin Abukder.
What is wrong with you?
You're hearing Yasmin's voice.
Oh my God.
Screaming at her alleged attacker, the woman trying to escape on a bicycle. To understand how it got to this point, we must go back to the crime scene.
No, I haven't been back since it happened. It's kind of like giving me anxiety.
What happened to Yasmin earlier this summer has left her fearful, paranoid, and traumatized. But one thing she will not be is silent.
I need to do something about this. I can't just let this happen to other people. And so I was walking down here to get boba, this exact street.
Yasmin was walking along Castro Street in downtown Mountain View like she's done all her life. That's when she says this woman, Atusa Biglari, suddenly came up from behind with no warning. Yasmin's brother helped to demonstrate what happened next.
She tapped the back of my shoulder. She grabbed both of my arms. She pinned me against the wall. So she's sitting there choking me, and I'm like, help me. Like, I'm literally talking like that. I'm like, help me, help me.
The 18-year-old says the attacker then grabbed her headscarf, which was pinned to her clothing in several places.
So she's just yanking and she's yanking, and she ends up actually putting a mark on my neck.
At that point, bystanders stopped the physical assault, but Yasmin says the woman kept on yelling.
You are a terrorist. You hacked me. And I was like, I did what?
So without a doubt, you think you were targeted because of the scarf?
100%. She even said it herself.
What is wrong with you?
Yasmin then recorded this video of Biglari on her bicycle leaving the crime scene. Here it is again in slow motion. Look closely and you can see she flipped off the crowd as she left.
Like she was like a witch on a broom.
Yasmin's younger brother Hassan was nearby, and he was not about to let Biglari get away.
The whole time I was chasing her, she was like, you're not gonna fucking catch me. You're too slow. She was flipping me off the whole time as I was chasing her.
And you were running?
Yes.
It turns out Hassan, a high school sophomore, is a wide receiver on the football team. He can run a mile in 6.5 minutes. Hassan chased her on foot for nearly 2 miles. And get this, he was wearing socks and these black Nike slippers. Yes, slippers. Towards the end of the chase, a minivan driver picked up Hassan, and they followed Biglari to this street, directed Mountain View police officers here, and she was arrested. Hassan actually shot this video. He did not mince his words.
I was like, I told you I'd fucking catch you. Because she was taunting me the whole time. I was like, I told you I'd catch you.
Biglari was booked into county jail, charged with battery and a hate crime, but was released a short time later. It turns out, a few days earlier, Biglari was also charged with threatening an Iranian woman with a pair of scissors.
You wear a hijab. When you heard about this, what did you think?
I look over my shoulder when I walk outside at night.
Zahra Baloo is the head of CARE, the Council on Arab-Islamic Relations, and says hate crime laws are only good if they're enforced.
This is an opportunity for law enforcement to say, we value you, we will protect you, and we will fulfill our obligations to you. And if they don't do that, then they shouldn't be surprised when our communities ask, why should we call you to begin with?
Which I was, not anybody else.
KPIX 5 has obtained these screen recordings from Biglari's Instagram account, which has now been deleted. They're mostly incoherent ramblings, but you can clearly hear her in one clip.
Get out of my country!
Biglari is homeless, so her location is unknown.
All right. The Honorable Judge Brian Buckley presiding.
At her first court hearing, Biglari failed to appear, so the judge issued a bench warrant for her arrest. Deputy District Attorney Adrian Ferrari asked the judge to set the bail at $25,000, and he agreed.
I don't anticipate that she will be out for long. It is only a matter of time until she is eventually contacted by police.
Ferrari says he cares deeply about the case and wants victims to feel comfortable coming forward.
There is nothing that is a higher priority. I really would encourage people to try to come forward if they do ever face a situation like this, because the only way that we're going to be able to stop this kind of behavior and prevent it from happening in the future is if these folks are held accountable.
Do you still have faith in the system at this point?
It's kind of failing me a little bit here, but if they do find her, I think that would kind of help keep the faith a little bit. But if they don't end up finding her and she actually gets away with this, I'll be very disappointed.
Yeah, and at last report, I guess, what happened to Biglari?
So she's still out there. She's not in custody, and the next time any officer sees her, they'll see this warrant for her arrest, and hopefully they'll pick her up and she'll go straight to jail.
Yeah, and you know, what I love about this is that she wasn't afraid to talk, and that must have served a purpose for her.
Correct. You see a lot of times older victims, they're scared of retaliation. They are fearful of authorities. They don't think that anything's going to happen. Yasmin, she's young. She's 18.
Right.
She's idealistic, and she does not want Biglari to get away. She wants her brought to justice, and so that's why she feels very strongly about sharing the story.
Sure.
She wants to hold our law enforcement and the system accountable to make sure that she sees this all the way through to the end.
And her younger brother, I'm telling you what, he gets the younger brother award. He's a track star, football star, right?
He's fast.
He's
and
fast.
And I'll tell you, like, he kept up that pace, and when she was giving him the middle finger during that whole process, it motivated him.
Yeah.
And he had never seen his sister that way before, that distraught. That motivated him more. It just, a lot of things came together to bring to in that moment. And when you think about, like, the minivan driver, who in the world would stop and pick up somebody running on the street? But that person did, and dropped him off, and that's how they were able to catch Biglari.
Yeah, it all came together as it should. All right, Kit, thank you for bringing us that complete story.